Ow. Ow. Alright guys, so welcome to Thriftmas day, I think 11 right now, and I kind of mentioned in my thrifty video that I might be doing like a Q&A if I feel a little burnt out, so I guess I'm burnt out. I'm a little frazzled today. What else is new, really? That's like a common theme in my life. But I'm gonna answer some questions that you guys have, mostly about thrifting, kind of about YouTube too, but I just thought this would be a good opportunity to chat because I know a lot of you guys are newer-ish here and you probably don't know anything about me, so that could work. Essentially, we're doing this kind of lazy video today because I'm really weird and I have this fear of failing and not delivering. So once I commit to something, like I'm gonna finish her off. So I committed to the 12 days of Thriftmas and I was like having bad anxiety about filming the rest of it, but not finishing it made me even more anxious and mad at myself. So we're here just taking a lazy approach to the end of it because I know that it will ultimately make me feel accomplished and make me feel happy. But yeah, I had so many good video ideas for Thriftmas, you guys, but I just have this problem where I need to like over edit all of my videos, and all my videos take at least like 8 hours for me to do, which I didn't really do the calculations that accurately and realize that if I were to upload 12 videos leading up to Christmas while trying to do like all my family Christmas stuff and like be a normal human, then I would be completely like in negative hours. Like there's not enough hours in the day. So that's why I just kind of want to hold off on some of those videos because they are really good concepts, I think, but I don't want to like half-ass deliver them to you guys. So where do I get my style inspo from was a big question, and to be honest guys, I don't really know. I watch a lot of thrifters. I'm very into 90s fashion and stuff like that, and I think that Friends is like one of my favorite shows, so I obviously love Monica and Rachel. They are 90s queens. Anything they wear is just freaking awesome. So definitely 90s has a heavy influence on my fashion right now, my style. But I get that a lot from like Instagram and TV shows, I guess. Okay, so how did I start my YouTube? I've answered this one before, but I've always loved making videos. Like I've had a camera since I was, I want to say like 7 / it was my dad's like old camcorder from the 90s, but I would steal it and claim it as my own. And I've always just been one to make like weird little videos, whether it was on like photo booth or yeah, on the camcorder or whatever digital point and shoot cameras. I've always loved making videos. So I don't know, just making a YouTube channel was kind of hard because I wasn't that confident in it, and I was like, what am I gonna talk about? Like, people actually gonna watch my weird videos? But I think just like doing it as a hobby first really helped me to figure out like what kind of content I wanted to create. Oh, hi. My dog just like busted in here as if I was a criminal, and now he's sniffing my ring light. You okay? He's been in most of my Thriftmas videos this far, and I think he's just like afraid of missing out on them now, so he's here. Hi. A little Morphe blush. Tips for thrifting when you don't have a thrift store near you. And my recommendation is make sure you really check. Like I know that a lot of churches even do thrift store type of sales, and like just look up charity shops, use Google, it'll be your best friend. If you are convinced that there are no thrift stores like anywhere within like a 10-kilometer radius, or is that really close? I don't really know. And I definitely recommend checking out online shopping, like using reselling apps like Poshmark, Depop, Bump, all that good kind of stuff. Grail, Heroin, those ones are a little bit more expensive typically, but dabble on those apps, see what people are selling. I know that they can be more expensive, but I think if you're in the States, shipping is relatively cheap, so it can be definitely worth it, I think, if you don't live near any thrift stores. And also it's just sustainable, which is a great thing too. So if you're just looking for that aspect, I'd say for sure check out those apps. And I also recently did a video with ThredUp, which is an amazing online, huge online thrift store. And I was so she is gonna have to wear a turtleneck today. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah, ThredUp is incredible. It was my first time shopping with them, and everything was pristine, and it all smelled super clean, looked super clean, and of course the prices are going to be a little bit higher because they're operating like a full thrift store online, which costs a lot of money to do, and I believe they pay you if you send them in clothes, so it's kind of like consignment. So there's that, but I totally think it's worth it, and again, sustainable. So what got me started into the thrifting world here on YouTube, which is what I like to call it, and honestly, I talked a lot about this in my thrifting tea video, so I'm not going to talk too much about it right now because I don't want to bore you guys, but I was just kind of looking to start in this like fashion feminine world here on YouTube, and it costs a lot of money, guys. I'm not even gonna lie. There's a lot of girls out there kind of promoting that you can like get into blogging and YouTubing just like right off the bat as a job, but I honestly don't even know if I would recommend that. Not to discourage anyone, but it does come with a lot of costs, and if you're doing it not as a hobby first and you're not really learning about how and what you want to exactly do, then yeah, it's gonna cost you a couple bones. So I'm very grateful that I did start it as a hobby and I got to experiment with like out the pressure of making money off of it, because I was in school at the same time. I was working like 2 or 3 jobs, so it was just like for fun for me whenever I could do it. And then I guess I realized that I wanted to keep things fun and fresh because people were watching my videos, but it was costing me a lot of money, and I was shopping at fast fashion stores and just like flipping through products so quickly, and yeah, spending money at the same time, and it just wasn't really worth it for me. So, did I put highlight on already? I did. So as I mentioned, thrifting was kind of a thing on YouTube at the moment, and I decided to try it out, and those videos did really well, and I was like, hey, why am I spending all this money on, you know, like ugly Zara Forever 21 clothes when you guys really like the thrifting videos? So it only took me like a few years to actually realize that. Like here we are in almost 19, and I've, yeah, kind of fully transferred into thrifting. I still do stores, but yeah, it's a lot easier doing thrifting videos because you guys like it, A, and B, it's just so much more accessible to me, which is amazing. So very happy that it was just kind of like an odd coincidence. What is my favorite item to thrift? So this one was pretty easy to answer. Men's sweaters. And someone also asked which section do I head to first when I go to the thrift store. It really kind of depends what the thrift store layout looks like, but most typically I start in the men's because I feel like that's like the hot section to be, and I know if I see like a cool looking hype beast guy, I know he's like looking for those men's hoodies and jackets and stuff, and I kind of get like a thrill out of finding something good over those people like finding it first. So I definitely check out men's first, and yeah, that's my favorite thing to find just because I love a good hoodie. Second thing, which doesn't really count because it doesn't happen that often, is obviously like anything designer. So designer bags and stuff. I've actually gotten lucky a couple times, and one of the videos I wanted to do in Thriftmas, but it's not gonna happen right now, but it'll happen in early 2019, is like all the designer things that I've actually thrifted, so like gotten lucky just at the regular thrift stores with. So stay tuned for that video because over the last year I've actually accumulated a nice little collection, which I used to think it was like virtually impossible to find like legitimate designer pieces in these like Value Villages, Salvation Armies and stuff, but it ain't. Someone asked me what the best camera to use for thrifting is. Love this question because I actually just got a new camera. I don't know if any of you guys can realize. I'm using her right now. It is the EOS, I think it's the M50 or the M100. I can't really remember. But I was using the Sony RX100V, which is a very, Sony was giving me tons of problems. It was overheating, the footage looked shaky, the colors really needed to be edited, which is something that I just didn't want to take the time to do on like a simple come thrift with me video. So it was a pain in the ass, if you guys couldn't already tell. So I put up with it for like a year because she was an expensive camera. Then I also realized this year, I was like, you know what, I've come a long way and this camera still isn't, it ain't treating me very well, so I just decided to upgrade. Someone asked me what are the best stores, and I honestly get this question a lot, like, what's your favorite thrift store in Toronto? Which one do you recommend going to? I have no luck, and honestly guys, I'm not trying to like hide the good locations from you because That's just, you know, they're all on Google. You can figure it out if you really wanted to. But I have certain ones that I go to most often just because they are the closest to me. So obviously I'm just gonna go to the ones that are the most convenient. Otherwise, I recommend going outside of the city. Obviously with like any urban area, you're gonna have more density and it's gonna be more popular. So I don't really like going to the ones that are actually in Toronto. I try and go like on the outskirts. But when it comes to like Salvation Army, Value Village, I literally go to all of them because it's my job, so I have to like see what's out there. And I think I have good luck because I go through literally the entire store and I go very often. So that definitely helps because when I was just going for fun, like with friends, I told you guys in my last video, I hated it. I was like, why am I not finding cool shit? So even if you don't have all the time in the world, I'd recommend going just like for a fun activity with friends, but going like for a full afternoon. Don't just be like, oh, we're gonna be in here for half an hour, because that never ends up well. If you guys want to know about more vintage stores and stuff, I actually did a video last year for Thriftmas, so I'll link that up in the cards. The prices are a little bit more expensive, but everything's very curated, so if you are just looking for like Levi's mom jeans or a Harley Davidson t-shirt, you're gonna find it. So it's like the money versus time proposition, you know? Sorry if this was like very low energy, but I am pretty tired, so. Couple of speed round questions. What's the best time of the week to go thrifting? Not on the weekend, probably midweek, because the weekend they generally don't put out new stuff. Someone asked, do I ever thrift anything besides clothing? And honestly, not really, because I still live at home. So my space is very, very limited, and I can't wait to move out because my whole place, you best believe it's gonna be very, very thrifty, nifty, thrifty, and fun. When did I start thrifting? So I kind of like dabbled in the vintage shop world back in high school, but really like thrifting and like thrifting a lot, I would say like a year and a half ago. Hope this video was like okay, guys. My brain is like not here right now. As I mentioned, Thriftmas has been kind of stressful. I put a lot of pressure on myself. That's the real tea. And I just get sad when I don't put out videos that I intended on putting out, but I know that they're not gonna go anywhere. I still have these ideas and I'm gonna make them all happen for early 2019. So stay tuned for that. Like, what the heck, it's 2019, that's really messed up. What's your fave Levi's jeans? Check out my last video, you guys will see it there. What size am I in thrifted denim? Again, check out that last video, but generally like a 28 to 30 men's. Do you like to live in Ontario? I love it, but I also don't know anything else, so maybe there's a better place out there for me. What do I want for Christmas? Good question. My whole family's asking me this, but I honestly don't know. It's very hard because I get a lot of things sent to me, which I'm very lucky for, and I thrift like everything that I could ever want. So I don't really know, guys. It's a tough question. Do you think it's good to thrift sheets? Honestly, probably not. What is the hardest thing to thrift in your opinion? Obviously anything designer at actual thrift stores, and sometimes it can be really hard to find good fitting jeans. I will tell you that. Are you going to do another pop-up thrift store soon? And someone asked about the thrift store process, so I'll link that vlog where we kind of went through the whole process of building the pop-up, but obviously left out some of the nitty-gritty details, but that kind of like paints the picture a little bit for you guys, I think. I'm gonna kind of take like a little break from uploading after Thriftmas, but I really need to start planning out like 2019 and what I want to do, so we'll figure that out very soon. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I think I answered like a good variety of questions. Thank you guys for submitting these questions like literally 10 minutes ago, because I was gonna film something else, but I was gonna film a thrift vlog, but that is stressing me out because I've already filmed half of it and it's really not going too well, so I kind of just want to turn it into something funny, but also that's gonna take a lot of time, so stay tuned if you want to see me fail miserably at trying to thrift flip some clothing. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Tomorrow's video is gonna be a good one. It's one of my favorites, so I wanted to end Thriftmas off with that. But until then, I hope you guys all have a great weekend. Do lots of fun Christmassy stuff, and I will see you all then. Mwah!